Hello, and welcome to my stream today, where I am going to be playing more Isolation Forest in Ghost Online today. The game is already launched in the background. What will await us? I am not sure. I just definitely want to play more of it. Game crashed. Technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. How's everyone doing today? Also, I am in fact a nerd, but so are you. I was just realized I forgot to... Thank you for the 7 streams streak. Let me just fix a mistake before it becomes relevant. Totally didn't forget to launch a specific software. Also, I'm very sorry to be as late as I am today, but things being as they are and all. Yeah. Oh, the game's struggling. Ooh. I think I should restart the whole emulator. Yeah, let me just restart the whole emulator. Something ain't quite right. I'm just out here cheesing a therapist course that leads to the one. I mean, to be fair, that cheese is no faster than the old cheese, which was just to use a bottle of water and some cake tape to make 2 EWRs, which you could also trade in. Like, that's what I did. Let's see if this is gonna be just as broken after the restart. So far, it's doing well. Aha. Could hand in some EWRs, but I want to use those. That's fair. Okay. Not broken. Very good. I've also been asking myself, because you have the main nodes, of course, but you also have these side nodes. And we have an option with these. I could do these at the very ends, all of them in one go. Or I could do them in the middle, as a little bit of intersection. Thank you for those 7 months. Hope you're doing well, Plum. I'm just being the good guy. Yeah. You buy a water bottle from therapist, and then you turn it into a Fun Ray water bottle. I ain't no fox, and I've been having a day. It's also the reason why I'm late. At the usual stream time, I was not doing so hot. So I delayed stream. Because there's more water and there's 0.6 liter water than... I mean, I guess. We'll be doing well, though, Lum. Right, I got it. Read. Although my voice is mostly back to normal, but not quite. So, I hope that you will excuse any mistakes I might make. Johannes Gutenberg University of Mainz. Amorous arrives at the entrance of the University of Mainz with a full stack of documentation to prove identity. Hello, I'm the lab assistant doll that Frau Constanze has requested. Designation LA892. Here's my identification. Not bothering to hide his distrust at all, the security guard takes the documents and scans them in detail. Even though the security system is not flagging any problem, the security guard summons 2 more colleagues to conduct a search on Amorous. After confirming repeatedly that there's nothing suspicious about Amorous, the security guard has no choice but to let her through reluctantly. Get in. Thank you, sir. Amorous makes for the laboratory building. From the corner of her eye, she can see 2 security guards following her from a distance while pretending to be on patrol. She smirks darkly to herself as she walks past 2 youthful university students. Hey, look at the color of her past. She seems to be a doll. I think they're still all sauntering around on the street. I thought they'd all been taken into custody. Keep it down. If it hears you, it might grab onto you and self-destruct. Must have at least passed the security screen to be allowed into campus, but we should still keep a distance. Like a stream flowing around a rock, the crowd stays clear of her instinctively. Amorous actually finds herself much more at ease when people are giving her space, until she receives a comms request through a special channel that hasn't been in use for a very long time. It shouldn't have come alive ever again. Like a spirit that refuses to rest in peace, the urgent beeping of the incoming comms request shows no sign of stopping. Who's this? It's me. Are you still not here? Did they bar you from entering? If they aren't letting you through, show them this authentication code that I just sent you. It's Dr. Hume's VIP code. He funded the construction of a building in this university. Hello? Say something! Strange, the signal is clear. Surely a legendary doll can handle a few security guards at the entrance itself, right? I'm in. I'm on my way. But why are you using this channel? Couldn't you have used a regular one? I saw that this is the most secure comms channel in your system. What's wrong? Does this channel charge extra or something? Don't worry, I'll pay for a monthly plan. Amorous wants to say something, but the words are stuck in her throat. In the end, she simply lets out a heavy sigh. Never mind. You can hang up. I'm almost there. Great. VIP lunch, Johannes Gutenberg University of Mainz. Following the instructions given by Stevens M520, Amorous enters a lavishly decorated room. Stevens M520 is enjoying her afternoon tea. Good afternoon, Amorous. I'm here. Amorous glances coldly at the spread of sumptuous refreshments on the table and the obviously expensive dress in Stevens M520. And then she swaggers over to the table, deliberately bumping into it and making the exquisite serving stand wobble. Stevens M520 frowns. Hey, watch it! Sure. Amorous sits down opposite her. When she reaches for the teapot, she knocks over the teacup with her hand, spitting aromatic tea all over Stevens' dress. Ah, you! Look at what you've done! Sorry. With a perfunctory apology, Amorous picks up a teacup and gulps on the tea. Stevens dabs the tea at the dress with a handkerchief, her brow furrowed deeply in frustration. This is outrageous! Where's the thing that the commander asked you to give me? Stevens is still incensed, but nonetheless produces a box and places it in front of Amorous. Here. Amorous opens the box, which contains a thin metal tag. It's Allianz ID tag, the only thing she has left behind. That and their own private comms channel, obviously. Amorous takes a look at it, then stuffs it into her coat pocket unceremoniously. That's it. Yeah. Right. Now onto the mission. The mission that the commander has assigned us is... Hang on. Us. Yes, we are to complete this mission together. No need, I can handle it on my own. You misunderstand. These are the commander's specific instructions. I was originally in charge of the ANS conference room on board of the Elmo, but the commander told me to transfer my authorizations to someone else, just so I can make sure nothing goes wrong on your end. Now let me continue. The mission objective is to ensure Miss Nada's personal safety and assist her in completing her experiment. Once the experiment's over, we'll be taking Grey into custody. In other words, we are to be Miss Nada's bodyguards and lab assistants. Yes. You can do that yourself, no? Hey, I'm the only one here to help you out. I'm only here to help you out. Don't get the wrong idea. I wish to speak to the commander. There are major problems with these arrangements. Suit yourself. We have to make our way to the lab now, so make your call while we're on the way there. Stevens rings the hem of a sopping wet dress irritably, then walks towards the door. Alright, when I first set out, there was a doll who claimed to be a member of Daybreak Squad. She's called SCR, I believe. She asked me to tell you that they've been diligently preparing for this mission. See, their hard work is going to pay off. Why don't you send a reply? That won't be necessary. Now that the sun is dead, Daybreak Squad is no more. What do you mean? Amorous exits the room without offering an answer. Frankfurt District, on the way towards the city's exit checkpoint. Brigitte mutters to herself as she flips through a thick stack of documents. Really don't get it. Don't get what? What's with the sudden change in attitudes? During the last meeting, Q asked Edith and Dagmar to turn the Elmo upside down and scour every corner of anything that's remotely valuable. Now she's telling us to restore the Elmo to exactly the way it was. You're right. But I think even she knows that it's impossible to completely hide the fact that the vehicle's been searched. See, she's even sending extra supplies that way. What the hell is the point? Why do we have to tie the up all of a sudden? A thought occurs to Brigitte, and she lowers her voice. This commander is said to be quite the character. Maybe they found some new backer. That was fast. But they've seduced someone. Seduced someone. You sure have an overactive imagination. How else would they have done it? The Griffin commander somehow managed to get the Stasi... to get such a large vehicle back. No one has ever got the Stasi to spit out what they've gobbled up. Well, someone just did. Right, give Edith a call and see how things are going with them. Oh, okay. Edith? Yes? How are things on your end? Remember the card matching game we played before? The one where you're given several seconds to memorize where all the cards are, then the cards are turned upside down and you have to flip them over again to form matching pairs? Sure. This is basically that game, but in the highest difficulty. These stupid human agents, this would be utterly impossible for them. Where the hell are you? Hold your asses here already. It's an emergency. Gotcha. Brigitte hangs up apprehensively. So? I just hope the commander will find Q's compensation satisfactory. In the corridor in the laboratory building, Johannes Gutenberg University of Mainz. With extreme reluctance, Amorous enters the laboratory building with Stevens. I've told you, I'm on an even more important mission, so why are you dragging me along for this kind of menial task? Surely you can find someone out of all the dolls at Griffin who's more suited to being a bodyguard. Also, I demand a change in partner. I have already explained the reasoning behind the arrangement. If you need to refresh your memory, please review your neurologs. I know, I heard you just fine. If I can't ditch this mission, at least give me a different partner. There is no better candidate than Stevens for this mission. Just because Dr. Hume donated money to build a thing on this campus? Your request for a change in partner is rejected. Is there anything else? It's just freaking like you pretend... It's just freaking like you pretend you didn't hear a word of what I just said. Since you have no more questions, please execute the mission to the best of your ability and check in with me regularly to report your progress. The comms line cuts out ruthlessly. Amorous is about to blow up, but after seething in silence for a moment, she finally puts down a communicator. Judging from your face, I suppose it's a no. Amorous ignores her and quickens her pace towards the lab. Hey, why are you taking this out on me? We just met on for the first time, didn't we? Seriously, what did I do to piss you off, weirdo? Hearing the grumble coming from behind, Amorous comes to an abrupt halt. Am I being weird? You used a restricted comms channel without permission, and you're acting like you have every right to do that? Is this just about me using that encrypted channel? I told you, I only used it because it was highly secure. If it bothers you so much, I could just set up another encrypted channel. Amber slowly turns around and looks Stevens right in the eye. When you hacked into that channel, did you not pay any attention to who the original user was? Let me see. Ambrose fishes out the metal tag from a pocket which shows the name etched on the surface. Aliana. That was an exclusive comms channel between Aliana and me. Realization dawns to Stevens as she draws the mental connection between the doll standing in front of her and the impassive face in the profile. Sorry, I offer my sincere apology. I didn't know it belonged to Aliana, or that using it would make you angry. If I'd known the two of you were so close that the ID tag and that the ID tag and comms channel were both of hers, I would never have been so callous. Stevens apologizes profusely, but Amherst's face contorts with inexplicable displeasure. Who says we were close? Huh? I hate her. Use the comms channel all you want. I don't really give a damn. From now on, contact me through this channel, and this channel only. You hear me? What? Why the hell did you flip out to begin with? Amber's neural cloud kicks into high gear as she scrambles for an answer. Finally, eyes fall on the tea stain on Stevens' dress. Didn't flip out. Simply despise dolls that wear dresses. Stevens' rage has almost reached the boiling point. I haven't been so pissed off since Irma. Well, congratulations, here I am. Amber suddenly beams happily, which no doubt riles Stevens up even more. Just as this confrontation is about to turn into an all-out war, the door at the end of the corridor opens, and a tired-looking woman pokes her head out. You two... Hello, ma'am. We are the assistant dots that have been assigned to this laboratory. Took you long enough. I'm Constanza, please come in. Ambrose leads the way into the lab. The moment she enters through the door, she notices the state-of-the-art equipment strewn all over the place. And the mess reminds her of Cheryl's bedroom. That's... hey, at least she got mentioned again. Stacks upon stacks of lab reports and reference materials pile into a paper fortress. Unwashed lab containers are almost overflowing from the sink, and hazardous materials marked with warning labels are scattered carelessly across the table. We're wrapping up this round of experiments. Nayla's inside. Go discuss the next steps with her. Sure, Miss Constanza, you look very tired. Yeah, I haven't slept for over 24 hours. I could definitely use some shut-eye. Wake me up in an hour. Constanza has already passed out on the simple folding bed before she even finishes her sentence. Miss Constanza? She's already in deep sleep. Let's go meet Miss Naylor. She's our mission target. Stevens picks up the hem of her dress gracefully and strides over all the obstacles as she makes her way further into the lab. Soon, a human who fits the target description comes into view. Are you Miss Naylor? I am. You the doll sent by the commander? Yes, I'm Stevens 520, and this is Amorous. Right. Please fetch me a clean ale in my flask. Go on. Why does it have to be me? I can't move very easily here with my dress. It would be terrible if I accidentally knock over some important equipment. Amorous returns to the crate full of clean laboratory apparatus that she spotted earlier. She picks up an Erlenmeyer flask and passes it over to Nayla. Thanks. Right. Have you seen Connie? She's too tired and needs some rest. Don't worry, based on my observation, her biosense appears to be stable and she's not at risk of dropping dead. Alright, then you'll have to give me a hand before she wakes up. No problem. Stevens walks up to Nayla and starts assisting her, completing a variety of tasks in orderly fashion. Meanwhile, Amorous hovers a little awkwardly by the door. Don't stand there, go wash the lab apparatus in the sink. Amorous quirks an eyebrow and silently gets to work. To be fair, I probably would have stood there very awkwardly as well. All done? If you're done washing those, here's the next batch. Stevens drops a crate of freshly used apparatus at Amorous' feet. You... What? Amorous puts on the container in her hand and turns to face Stevens. Hey, lady. I should be fighting Paradeus on front line right now, not playing nanny here. I came only because A18 insisted that it was short on manpower and it had to be me. I'm on a much more important mission. What mission? The mission that Daybreak Squad has yet to complete. But didn't you say that Daybreak Squad is no more since Aliana is dead? Staring at the complex expression on Amorous' face, Steven suddenly comes to a realization. So... enough. You don't know the first thing about Daybreak Squad. So what is Daybreak Squad? If you don't explain, how am I supposed to understand? I don't need you to understand me. I have no desire to understand you either, but we're teammates now, and I have a responsibility to get to know my teammate. It's a deflagration. Nayla, who's been engrossed in an experiment all this time, suddenly raises her head. Deflagration? A subsonic propagated combustion wave. The other members of Daybreak Squad function as fuel. Only through the complete consumption under specific triggering conditions could the deflagration be initiated. And Elena was all chosen to initiate the deflagration. The entire squad was formed just for Lena to... How do you know about this? Nayla points at the stack of documents in the distance. Amorous makes her way over to the through all the obstacles and picks up a sheet of paper. Miss Nayla, aren't these all top secret documents? That's right. What you have in your hands is information about the Evangel Axis left behind by my teacher. That over there is the latest edition of Dr. Hume's Human Intelligence Research, kindly provided by Stevens. The stack at the back is Dr. Shaw's research. At the pile on the table in front of you is Professor Persica and Lyca's research. Nayla pauses what she is doing and turns away, weary eyes to Amorous. In those eyes, Amorous can see suddenly calm, an icy, glimmering calm, like a glacier reflecting blinding light. I understand your complicated feelings towards Daybreak Squad and Aliana. This isn't something that can simply be defined as love or hate. I'm trying to reawaken my teacher. Before she was transformed into a Naito, I respected her deeply and strove to follow in her footsteps. But as a Naito, she did all kinds of things that she would have found deplorable in life. Now, as I set eyes upon her remains, I don't quite know how to feel about all this either. There's only one thing I'm certain of. Paradeus took everything from her. Her life, her reputation, her innocence. I want to clear her name, to wash away the injustice she has suffered, but to do that, she must be brought back once more, in the form of a Naito. Staring into Nayla's eyes, Amorous can't think of anything to say. If it weren't for Paradeus, none of us would be here. You'd be on the front lines fighting as a military doll, I'd be in a lab gathering data as a researcher. Neither of us would be forced to stand here against our will. I understand. I just want you to know, this isn't the rear, this is the front line. The front line in the fight against Paradeus. Final step is now complete. I'm about to reawaken Professor Gray. I'll be assisting Miss Nayla. Please handle the tests. Right. Stevens follows Nayla into the darkroom in the back of the lab. Amaris. Once this mission is over, let's have a proper talk. Perhaps it isn't impossible for us to be friends. Perhaps. As the machine powers on, Amaris feels as if she could already hear footsteps rising from the depths of hell. A combat mission, I think. What is the goal of this combat mission? Survive until round 4. Survive? How about I do more than that? Huh. I can even bring the tank out if I wanted to. Let's bring some heavy weaponry. I'm gonna move all of them off of the heliports. And then we spawn more echelons. I think rather than survive, I'm going to try to capture most of the map. It's funny. Pop. My bang. No, that just... Is this necessary to capture the whole map? But no, but it is very funny. At least to me. Switch over here. Switch over here. here. And then we can start some cleanup. Okay. Execute plan. Shred some enemies. There's going to be a lot of death. Total parody is death. That is what we're here for. Now the easiest way to do this mission would just be to put a combat squad on every place where the enemy can come in and just wait. That's boring. So instead, I'm going to try to eliminate as many enemies as I can. Elevator, how are you doing? Thank you for the headbutts. I ain't no pup. Thank you for the headbutts. Be aware that during the cutscenes I will pull the tail back down. Plop. I love IWS. It's such a fun weapon to use in the game. Is it the most effective way I could build this rifle squadron? No. But it's funny. Okay, now we gotta shift some stuff around. We have to spawn more combat squads. For the dance, I'll have to boost generator to generate 3 boosts. Nice. I know that I need to kill you. Not just a couple of gold chains and an empty junk box and another scav box? Yeah. And as far as I'm aware, you probably have enough money anyway. Let's do some swaps here. Move here. I'll just swap these back. Safer. And turn. Someone running in the last couple of days, I decided to buy a second money case in anticipation. Yeah, even I need a second money case soon. That is unless I buy something expensive. And I haven't even had the chance to profit off the absolute craze for certain items. Customer's room. Oh, near 60 mil. Money case? No. That's like 20 something mil in one. Or do you mean like a room for 6 mil more than there's currently in it? That would make more sense. Die, Gray. Fuck you, Gray. Bang, 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 bang.
MG338 ですが、何かまだまだですよ。やった、勝ちました。次も共に戦いましょう。皆さん、気をつけてください。
Bang, bang, bang.
勝負ありね。勝利は私たちだけのサインだ。
When you have 20 million US, you probably need one even soon. You could fit 5 million into one. I think I'm not actually sure how much exactly I have in there. Switch this. Capture this back.
MG338 です。まだまだですよ。戦闘モード終了。僕、何か失礼なことは言っていませんでした。
Resupply.
MG338 ですが、何かまだまだですよ。やった。
You also need to resupply.
今度はどんな化け物が哀れね。虫けらが。間に合った。
Also, there's absolutely no reason for me to put this much thought into this mission. All of this is essentially stuff that I don't actually need to do. That makes it way more interesting. This one could be a problem. Yeah, pull back. No, there's room for only 5 more. Money. Yeah, after this mission, after this turn, it's gonna be over anyway. But you probably could play this mission in a way where you capture the whole map, or you capture all the heliports, and then just kind of chill. Oh hey, there was actually an enemy unit directly next to one of my bombs, so... Oops. I didn't see that. That's what I'm gonna look like Scourge. Taking a dive to your balls.
これがどっち始める MG33 まだまだですよやった勝ちました
Except my voltage doesn't want to dance. Yep. Brr. Fine. And we win. We did lose one squad, which is probably the reason why we have an A and not an S. Because, again, I missed the fact that it was right next to one of our hawks. The corpse of night is marooned on a divergent path. That's a long name for a chapter. Oh, we need it. Okay. No.
今回はどうくんぶどうの匂いがするやっぱり武器の命中率はもちろん未来予測の命中率も上げないとだね来たからには早速仕事を始めましょう
Isolation Forest. Right, Tail has to go into hiding now, otherwise it'll be in the way. Outside Frankfurt Airport. Starting waits patiently for their turn to enter the airport parking lot as car after car inch forward. The animal's handed over, just like that. What, you miss it? Just feeling a bit sentimental. Went up the stairs to the office and factory, see a guy and shoot him. He grunts. Ah. I can see where this is going already. I hope we didn't leave anything unfixed on board. You didn't do much anyway. You just severed the power part of the refitting room and repair bay to prevent a riot and try to hack the system, right? Yeah, but still. Stop fretting. We've left the commander a heap of supplies in the repair bay. I'm sure they won't hold it against us. They didn't die. Oh, that's good. This mission is now concluded. Instead of the Elmo, we should be discussing our next move. Got it. Cargo hub, Frankfurt Airport. In an area where small cargo transports come and go, the Dawn Squad concealed among them have taken their position. We have arrived at the airport, ready to execute Operation Eris. Copy that. Operation Eris is a go. Acknowledged. After completing the status report, Sterling turns to her teammates. We must intercept a batch of cargo that will be arriving at the airport customs at 0600 and find the item with serial number EDDF 466238894. Are we to confiscate the target item and bring it back to the Stasi with us? No, we detain it on site. According to our sources, this item very likely contains the Yasus boxes, weapons created by Paradeus. Yasus box, the radioactive weapon found previously at Berlin Airport. Yes. Once we confirm the target item, immediately place the entire international cargo hub of the airport in lockdown and widen the search perimeter. Oh, 605. Several military personnel are directing logistical doors and putting cargo onto designated shelves. Under Sterling's direction, the squad has to split up to assert control of the logistical doors in the warehouse. Sterling, we've taken control of the place. Sterling flashes ID. A logistical door puts on the cargo in arms and walks quietly over to the wall to await further instructions. Go. Roger that. Dalton agents spread out in the warehouse and start searching the serial number of all the cargo on each shelf. Who are you? Military supplies must not be tampered with. We're the Stasi. We're taking over the supplies. Seeing the Stasi's logo, the scowling soldier snickers disdainfully. Stasi Dalt, what business do you have here? We are under orders to conduct a surprise inspection of the bunch of cargo. Please cooperate. These are military supplies which can only be accessed by the following special approval review and inspection processes. The Stasi has no right to interfere. Soldiers quickly approach the doors and aim the guns at the Stasi agents. We've received reliable intelligence that a batch of weapons will be transported to Neo-Soviet rebels to customs. Then go search for them when you're supposed to. This place isn't under your jurisdiction. This is precisely where we're supposed to conduct the search. We have solid evidence proving that the weapons are here. Sterling's refusal to yield has clearly angered the man. With a sneer, he draws the pistol from its holster and slams it on the desk. Solid evidence, yeah? Let them look. He gestures for his subordinates to let the Stasi agents perform the inspection while monitoring their every move. If nothing turns up, don't blame me for shooting you through the head. Stasi agents, surely you know better than to mess with the military. It is not our intention to antagonize the military. While Sterling and the soldier confront each other, Brigitte will lead the remaining Stasi agents in searching the warehouse methodically. You've certainly got guts to suggest that weapons being supplied to the Neo-Soviet rebels could be found on military turf. We are simply following the evidence. There were consecutive bombings in Berlin during October and November. The Stasi confirmed that the weapons used were Yasus boxes, and also identified both purchase and the method of transport. Following that lead, we traced the distribution route to the Yasus boxes. That's some serious allegation you're raising against the military, you know that. I want to talk to your boss. Once we complete the search, you will naturally get to meet up superior. The soldier's fury is evident on his face, but as his anger reaches his peak, he slowly raises a hand, signaling his subordinates to step back. You'd better pray you find something, or you'll regret coming here today, I promise you. Led by Brigitte, the Stasi agents open up a military supply crate. Crates are opened one after the other, each like a gravel strike, sealing the judgment of fate. Over half of the military supplies have already been opened. The soldier standing across from Sterling removes the magazine from his pistol and reloads it in a deliberately unhurried manner. I finished searching this site. Nothing. The serial number should come after this one. Now get on your knees and apologize. I might just spare your life. Keep looking. Unpack all the cargo and inspect everything thoroughly. Roger. As one crate after another is opened, the soldier can barely contain his grin. Finally, while rechecking one of the crates that has already been opened, Brigitte finds the target items that have been packed into a single container. After a brief moment of surprise, she immediately pulls out a camera and starts documenting the contents for evidence. Sterling, I found them. We've also found an order manifest with Umros listed as the purchaser. Hey, Lady Kazumi, how you doing? The top two-thirds of the crate are filled with standard military supplies, while the bottom contains several suspicious spherical objects that closely resemble the previously discovered Yasus boxes. The soldier walks up to the open container in disbelief. There's nobody called Umgos within our ranks, and I've never heard of these Yasus boxes. Leave your statement at for the subsequent investigation. We're only here to inspect the cargo. Several pale-faced military personnel are taken away by the Stasi. Sterling opens her internal comms channel and issues a command to the Stasi agents that have just reached the airport. Place the international cargo hub in lockdown. All cargo departing from the near Soviet Union are to be inspected, especially those going through the military. Understood. In a lab at the Johannes Gutenberg University of Mainz. Having gone 48 hours without sleep, Neda can finally fight it no longer and has passed out in a sleeping bag on the floor. Constance has taken over the remaining work, making adjustments based on data gathered by Amaris. You two can also catch a break. Neda's been meticulous in her work, so there aren't many adjustments to be made. I can handle it on my own. Are you sure you don't need any help? Yeah. Besides, there's only one remaining set for of PPE for entering Professor Gray's sterile room. Just leave it to me. Amaris. What? The deflagration that Miss Neda mentions, was it really how Daybreak Squared operated? Hello, Aka. How are you doing? How is my favorite hamster? Hello, creature. Also, Lady Kazumi, I am doing. Today is a day. Hey, Terry, how are you doing? I have no idea what you're now coming up with. However, I am a wolf, and thank you very much for the 35 months. I had a stressful time going out to the Social Security office. Yikes. I have read that recently, that you were having some trouble with that. I am neither a fox nor am I a puppy. I'm trying to prove that she's not a hamster. Damn. How could she deny her own heritage? Ended up being a squirrel? Oh, it's mostly the social anxiety to being, yeah. One day I shall get a red panda. How's your Kingdom Come Deliverance? I was lurking earlier. Didn't really say anything though, but yeah. This one, yeah. As I said, I was lurking. I was lurking until like 15 or so minutes before I started my own stream, so there is that. Hope you had a good time. I can tell you, Terry, that both Aka and Retro really like your streams and find you very relaxing to watch. I remember that conversation specifically. Yeah. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Actually, back to the topic at hand of the raid. Hi, I'm TB. I play video games, most often military related, sometimes not. I hope you all had a good time over at Arcadus. Over here, we're currently playing Girls Online, and as you can see, I'm a wolf VTuber. Much like that hamster over there. We're going through the event in Gods Online, which is so far just mystery slowly being uncovered and some fuckery going on. So, yeah. No emotional dread yet today. Yet. Yes. So you were all created just so Liana could kill and absorb you to grow stronger. Why? How would I know? You never asked your creator. If you had met those scientific researchers who lived through World War III, you wouldn't be surprised enough, you wouldn't be stupid enough to ask them such question. I ain't no wolf, I'm a wolf. Steven stops what she is doing. I've also lived through war. But none of the memories of our Neurolog survived. If I'd known, I would have taken some group photos with my friends. You've done that, haven't you? Could you show me what Daybreak Squad was like? Amara stares at her, a little dumbfounded. We're not exactly close enough to be exchanging personal secrets, are we? In return, I'll show you Dr. Hume's legacy. Fine. Amara pulls out the only photo Daybreak Squad has taken together. This is SCR. She's Eula. Her appearance is almost identical to the SCR model. And this doll with the blotted out face is Aliana. Yeah. There are also people with their faces blotted out in Dr. Hume's photo album. Where did he blot them out? Over to Irma, there are people who scammed him out of his money. But I find that hard to believe. Would the Doctor really get hoodwinked like that? It's a bit suspicious if you ask me. Photos do have their perks though. They remind you of the old days. It's nothing worth being nostalgic about. But you still pulled it out right away. But you often look at it and reminisce about the past. Amara stuffs the photo away indignantly. Alright, now it's your turn. Show me Dr. Hume's legacy. Hi Retro, how are you doing? We'll just take a tree. Tree hugger. Hey Graham, how you doing? I'm an abnormal idiot. No, you are quite... Actually, you are quite the abnormal idiot. No, that is pretty accurate. That is so accurate to you, Retro. He's a tree elf. Oh, that's a great way to say it. Also ads. Ah. Sag. I should maybe wait until I continue then. Hey, Lappin, how are you doing? Fucking nerd. Hope you are doing well. It's very awkward that I stopped in the exact moment where the music of the game has turned off. Yeah. You have a new profile pic. In Discord? Hang on, I haven't checked. I would have to find you. It feels like I know the image from somewhere, but I don't know. I don't remember from where. Have you seen the Bocce the Rock? I have seen Bocce the Rock. Fucking love that show. Oh, it's a grey hat Bocce. This is a Bunui. It's a fucking nerd, that's what it is. And we wait until the ads are over. Also, I can highly recommend Bocce the Rock. Because I know that some people are back from the ads already, because for some reason it's a little desynced. For me, it's still saying that the ads are still running for 2 minutes. Peak Music Anime, a really good gag comedy. Yes. I need to find a way to refer to Lapin in a way that makes him say no. Never watched Bocce the Rock, but someone once compared it to PA-san? I have no idea what PA-san is. It's mostly because I'm lazy and also have that massive backlog. Yeah, that's fair. Bocce the Rock was one of those things where I was like, hey, I'm gonna look into it. I wonder how good it is. And then I ended up being a gigantic fan because honestly, if you have social anxiety, that's just how it is. Visualized. The lady that does the audio in the Yellow Sisters Club. Or compared you to PA-san. Ah, I see. I think original version that looks like my avatar. Yeah. Would quite simply, Lapin. If Akada is a hamster, what are you? Ads are almost over. Mouse? Still a rodent? I don't know. Except for an idiot, what am I? Honestly, Retro. I think if you did star yourself, if you want to style your avatar after something, Retro, just make yourself like an actual AI, but whenever someone asks you what you are, just call yourself an abnormal idiot. And it's honestly a really good way to... Bun hair, no animals have crazy good ears like me. A donkey. They too have those long ears. Happen as a Fennec? Nah, that'd be too nice. Anyway, the ads are over. We have successfully bridged the gap in silence. New PP is so hard. Sometimes bad editing. Yeah, that I feel. You've already seen it. Where? You're looking right at it. Now that all the other dolls are dead, Dr. Hume's most outstanding creation is me. Before Miss Constanza comes out of her room, don't speak to me again. In a temporary safe house, with Task Force Defy assistance, Squad 44 promptly completes the preparations for the hacking operation. We've seized control of the plants. We're now ready to hack the system. Let's see if we'll find anything new. Good. Let me know first thing. Copy that. And don't take too long. Keep an eye out for Paraday's reinforcements. Sure. Defy is looking out for us and monitoring the enemy's movements. Understood. The comms line disconnects. Right. How are things on Lunasia's end? Please hold on for a moment while I contact X7506. Commander? How's Lunasia doing? We have moved to a new safe house. All is good. But Miss Lunasia's physical condition doesn't seem to be the best. Have good luck. Have good food. What's the problem? She's been sleeping for much longer lately, and the sleep quality hasn't been very good. She frequently has nightmares and talks a lot in her sleep, saying all kinds of strange things. Like what? Something about a holy maiden. Several of her basic physiological indicators are deteriorating rapidly. By the standards of an adult female, I'd say she's currently rather weak. Once we get the ammo back and everything checks out, we'll have her return to the vehicle for a full checkup. Keep a close eye on her condition in the meantime. Understood? Good evening. Good evening, Holy Maiden. May the darkness protect you. May you be with us forevermore. Oh, I don't want to. An old gnarly hand grabs Lunasia by the arm. She cannot shake it off. A child's plump hand grabs Lunasia by the finger. Then a strong, muscular hand grabs her by the shoulder. In no time, countless hands have formed a cage around Lunasia, forcing her to go down forcing her down into an endless darkness. Get big from behind it. Have fun. Starting awake from the nightmare, Lunasia finds herself in a soft plush armchair. The solid wooden chair, wrapped in intricately embroidered cushions, holds her firmly in place, as if trapping her. Holy Maiden. A series of calls draw attention. Out in the field before her, countless people are kneeling on the ground, bowing in devout reverence. My lady, please show us the way. I'm not your Holy Maiden. As she speaks, Lunasia is startled by her own voice. Tender and mature, it is clearly that of a child. O Holy Maiden, please guide us. We are willing to offer everything in sacrifice. The kneeling masses grow even more fervent. A group of girls dressed in white approach the worshippers. After a brief pause, they drew out daggers from the white sleeves of the robes and slit the worshippers' throats. No, no, don't kill them! Holy Maiden. With serene content smiles, the worshippers slowly draw their final breaths. Crimson blood pools and gathers, surging toward Lunasia like an ancient monstrous beast. Oh, no! She tries to run and escape from this place, but a pair of strong hands press down on her frail shoulders. She looks up. Mother? Lunasia, this is your destiny. I'm guessing that they accidentally didn't translate this. Become the Holy Maiden and lead the faithful to the promised land. She too draws a dagger, its sharp gleam burning into Lunasia's eyes. No, no, Mother! On board the Elmo. We are back, we have returned! I still find it actually amazing how they managed to turn this CG into an actual environment in the second game. It looks really good. The long silent mobile base is finally... base vehicle is finally filled with its usual bustle once more. Commander, we have completed the handover and are now conducting the final security checks on the Elmo. Right, be extra careful. 18 walks over to the control terminal and nods at Ro, who is next to her. Don't let down your guard. Inspect everything that the Stasi might have touched thoroughly. Got it. We're finally back! Sub-2's elated shriek interrupts the group's quiet restraints. Watching her run off into the distance, Ro can only gesture helplessly for A15 to follow her. Back in the command room, A18 activates the Elmo's control system and begins a search through the logs of recent activities such as browsing history and hacking attempts. Commander, the Stasi tried to breach the Elmo systems, but they didn't fully succeed. Aside from logistical data like the driving logs, maintenance records, and supply inventory, no classified intel was compromised. Good. What about the dolls that were left on board for repairs? One moment, please. I'll need to contact Ro about this. Ro, have you reached the repair bay? Yes. We had locked down the repair bay with the system override before we left. There were traces of attempted tampering here too, but they failed. It looks like the Stasi then cut power to the entire maintenance area. Only just got restored. The Stasi agents are the worst. Not only did they see someone else's MBV by force, they even rifled through everything like a bunch of thieves. Were the dolls harmed? No, they just had the repairs paused. Repairs have now resumed. Also, there's a bunch of general-purpose dolled parts sitting here, probably left behind by the Stasi. Don't think that makes up for anything. Let me check what's in the stars first. It's fine as long as the doll's okay. Speed up the repair process. Yes, Commander. We'll continue with the Elmo's repairs and diagnostics. Yeah, keep an eye out. The Stasi may have planted some bugs. A18 continues rebooting all dormant systems. Soon the Elmo's lights, ventilation, water, and power are all functioning normally again. That is, until she notices a doll who should have woken up long ago, still lying there, eyes closed, pretending to be asleep. System prompt, initiate high voltage wake-up protocol again. Oh my, is it showtime for me? Hey! Maggie. Then again, not quite. I didn't wake you up just to have you sit there and watch. Clearly having just come out of a long, comfortable sleep, Colt Walker stretches and strolls over lazily. I need you to take charge of the signal support team and reboot the ANS conference room. Jumping straight into the deep end, huh? I'll assist you in maintaining the ANS conference room. From now on, all communications will go through it. Do you understand? Yeah, Griffin's meals really don't come for free, huh? Colt Walker grumbles in her breath, but she still starts working on rebooting the conference room channel. Once all systems are up and running smoothly, A18 opens the Elmo's navigation control panel. After masking its signal and travel route, the Elmo quietly disappears into the morning fog. Sometime later. Commander, we've reached our target destination. I can confirm that all tracking signals have been lost. The diagnostics on the Elmo have also completed. The Stasi hasn't left anything else behind. Copy that. I'm at the emergency exit. A18 opens the door to the passage near the commander. A few minutes later, a set of familiar footsteps echo through the ops room. I'm back. Commander, everything is in place. Shall we begin the conference now? One sec. Commander walks over to the coffee machine and eagerly pours himself an Elmo special brew. Turning to the usual seat with coffee in hand, the commander unlocks the tactical command terminal via its automatic facial recognition feature. There. Now it really feels like I'm back on the Elmo. The ANS conference room has been rebooted and is ready whenever you are. Right. I performed some upgrades to the conference room. You can now issue commands to all Gryffindors through the channel. Great. Then let's begin. In Heber's villa. Heber opens a wine cabinet. A long and slender index finger brushes over the bottle's carefully curated vintage wine. Still a fan of Romane Conti. Lounging comfortably on a soft leather sofa, Styx rolls over lazily. Pour me a glass. Yours is always the richest. What you usually drink is probably far more luxurious than anything I have here. Heber takes out 2 wine glasses and a bottle of red, pours the crimson liquid and brings it up to Styx's lips. Come now, sister, don't say that. I've heard all about how extravagant Pandora can be. They say Beneteau even had a vintage-style sailing ship custom built for one of your promotional tours. They say it was for me, but really it was just a floating billboard. They plastered the logo everywhere, hoping I'd promote their new product line on the side. Doesn't matter where you are, everyone's chasing their own interests, even if they wave the same banners. 2 wine glasses meet with a pleasant clink. Indeed, last time we parted ways, we were still worrying about whether we could pull it off. Who'd have thought, neither the German brass nor Pandora can match Paradies in coordination and execution. Last time we parted, it's hard to believe that it's already been years. We've never seen each other again since we left Avernus. Back then, only the 2 of us made it through the baptism. Paradies today is nothing like what it used to be. Styx refills both of their glasses. So, sister, what insight could you provide into the current Paradies? wouldn't call it insights. It feels nothing like... It feels like nothing coming out of Paradeus these days is of any real use. Neverend seems rather troubled by that. Hey, she's responsible for the problem. With that kind of authority, she can't expect to avoid the accountability. But I am curious what she plans to do next. Now, what about you, sister? What's your plan? Same as always. The two quietly sip the lush, aromatic wine. It's almost time to close the net. By now, the coronation storm. Have you thought about the celebration afterward? What, planning to buy a lottery ticket this early? I just think the spots are limited. So you're hoping to get some credit at the last second? Nah, that's not my time to act just yet. In fact, I hope things don't move too fast. I hate for it all to be over before we even get to show up in the finest. Honestly, I'm getting tired of this body. I just want it all to be over, preferably without me having to lift a finger. Anus conference room. Activate. The command delegates access permissions to all adults participating in the operation. Welcome to the Anus conference room, everyone. From this point on forward, all mission orders and intelligence updates will be issued here. Commander Justice for A-18 to project a map of Frankfurt into the room. Several flashing red dots mark the locations of Doll teams still operating within the city. Currently, Squad 4 and Task Force of Fly are still in the urban area of Frankfurt. The AR team will head over to assist you shortly. To counter sweeps and attacks from Nitus, all teams remaining in the city must change safe houses every 24 hours. Don't worry, this is 4-4 specialty. We've also prepared backup locations for the other teams. Great work. Please stay safe out there. Commander? How's 416 doing? 416 has been placed in a repair tank. The situation is complicated, and repairs can't be completed on board the Elmo. But don't worry, a demonstrator have already been sent to Persica and Dia. The initial assessment is cautiously optimistic. Okay. We reviewed the electronic warfare attack that took down 416. The Inn was clearly prepared. The amount of redundant data was overwhelming. I tried every decryption tool available. Honestly, the workload alone could get me archived in a Doll Antique Museum. The EPA. The EPA is worried about 416. The opponent appears to have used a data compilation structure I've never seen before. We still can't determine a basic profile or combat style. The fact that she was able to take out 416 without alerting us makes it extremely dangerous. We know far too little about her right now. Don't act rashly. Understood. I'll also try to dig up intel on this new Nito from other sources. Commander, both Defy and 4-4 are continuing real-time monitoring of the beasting system. Paradeus has significantly increased the frequency of dynamic key changes, and the security level of those keys has also gone up. A new discoveries concerning Project Cocoon. On that subject, all Paradeus factories in Frankfurt have ramped up to full production capacity. This is unprecedented. In fact, they no longer care about staying hidden, discarding all attempts at concealment just to manufacture EASA's boxes. They're accelerating Project Cocoon's timeline. We can't let them complete the shipments. Right. Locate the production lines and find a way to destroy them. We've confirmed that one of the production lines is near Brentano Park in Eschborn district. 18, give me everything we have on that side. Yes, Commander. The fire is ready to move at any time. 4-4 is in position. A combat mission. Just get a little bit more comfortable. Ow. There we go. What do I have to do? Reach any two radar nodes and set the explosives. No need to pick up and move the explosives. Okay, so I already carried the explosives. Not good. So I need to get down to these two. Alright. Seems like there's no limit for squats. There's one particularly nasty enemy squadron. There is already some open gates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to position myself right here. Reason being, this is not inside of a gate, because I feel like they might be cycling every turn.
MG338 ですが何か戦闘モード終了。
あなたが指揮官ですね。
MG338 ですが何か
よーし、これでバッチリです。
あらゆる状況で使える武器。
I actually wonder any two radar notes. So you're saying this one works?
MG338 ですが何か
いただき
This is far from the ideal squad to do this,
まだまだですよ。
but it will work.
やった、勝ちました。
A rifle squad would have worked better for this. Also, the gates have not cycled.
MG338 です何か
いただきやった、勝ちました。次も共に戦いましょう。
I wonder if there's any more radar notes apart from these three. It doesn't seem like it. I might be able to plant all three explosives.
MG338 です何か
やった、勝ちました。次も
Ammo exhausted now, that's a problem. One I haven't considered. The enemy unit north of them will move in. I'm gonna have to pull up some another squad. And I'll need to do that rather quickly. Perfect.
さん気をつけてください。もう皆さんに頼ってはいけません。これでまた私への指揮官の評価が上がりますね。
I wonder if there's going to be something else special for destroying the second high quality squad here. I kind of want to do that because I can. Yeah. Heal.
3回して迎撃。覚悟。
This is also a more suited squad for this.
運が回ってる。獲物は獲物らしく狩られる。
I'm gonna restart this. Could have done that way
3
better.
回して迎撃。覚悟のこの一撃で終わらせる。運が回ってるんだ。獲物は獲物らしく狩られて偉いよ。
Bang bang.
私の狩りにしてさ。
Way better.
皆さん気をつけてください。
Oh no, a single force field unit.
ついてこられる。
Look, he's dead. I love IWS.
これでまた私への指揮官の評価。
I should probably just finish the mission.
申し訳ございませんでした。今後はフィルムを無駄にしません。私は64式小音短期間銃です。 指揮官の下で勉強できて光栄です。
Fire from the Kingdom of Death. I wonder if there was any kind of
ボ
achievement.
ス、
I didn't get any,
Yeah,
so
okay.
probably not. Then again, I might have just failed the achievement. Not gotten it.
さあ、そんなに緊張しないで。まずはお茶でも一杯どう？
Grab rewards from all the maps we finished. Stuff. Late at night in a temporary safe house. Lunasia awakens from what it feels like an endless nightmare. In the stillness of the night, only a ragged breathing fills the silence. She glances at the time and murmurs to herself. Time to make contact again. Lunasia tucks a lock of hair onto her head, around her ear, her consciousness already drifting away from her present reality. Following countless tangled pathways, Lunasia finally locates a suitable exit. Father, this is what you asked for. Lunasia's consciousness captures her. The White Knight's pupils dilate sharply. The tray in her hands falls to the ground with a crash. Bill? Took you long enough to show up. Have you made up your mind? I had another nightmare. I've been having them constantly lately. If you came here just to complain about that, you can scram. Still shaken from the nightmare, the knight under Lunasia's control gets down on her knees in a daze to gather the broken pieces. In the dream, they keep calling me the Holy Maiden. I'm surrounded by zealots, and Mother's always on their side. The man called Bill gives no response. He simply turns around and buries himself in his work once more. Bill, why did you turn Mother into a Niter? Lucy, you asked me to. Did I? If your memory is incomplete, go recover it yourself. Don't come to me with this nonsense. Having gathered all the fragments into the tray, the White Knight stands silently behind Bill. I've lost all my memories of Mother. All I have left is vague feelings. But I don't sense a single trace of Mother's memories on Nemron. She's the kind of mother the children want now. Let her stay by the so-called father's side, working dutifully until the day she dies. Did I hate her? The man looks at Lunasia with surprise. In my dreams, Mother always stands among the zealots. Her face is hidden by a cloak, so I can't see it clearly. I'm always far away, seated in a chair, unable to move, only able to watch as they draw daggers from the white sleeves. And then blood rushing at me like a flood. The White Knight trembled slightly, as if still trapped in that nightmare. When I look at that version of Mother, I don't feel hatred, only fear. The man's patience finally reaches its limits. If you've got nothing else to say, shut up. I still have plenty to do. Bill, my head is full of noise, thoughts and emotions that don't belong to me. When will I be able to fully reclaim myself? This problem will be resolved after the final operation is complete. When? Just wait a little longer. For your sake, I'll personally perform the surgery. Is that something I had asked of you too? That's right. Lucy, I made a promise to you in the past. Whoever you want to kill, whatever you wish to fulfill, I'll make it happen for you. Even if you've lost all your memories now, even if you're no longer the person who made that promise. So don't question me. Don't test me. Otherwise, I'll replace the vessel. Bill, you didn't used to be like this. You've always so impatient with me now. I'm not used to you acting this way. I'm not used to you acting this way either, Lucy. The man says nothing more and walks into another room. Lunasia knows the conversation is over. Every time she says she's not used to him like this, he becomes cold and distant. In that moment, she feels like just another experiment, no different from any randomly selected knight in the test chamber. Bill has become just like that woman. Even though that woman never wears such cruel expression, her heart is far colder and more ruthless. Laplace's eyes snap open. She's momentarily dazed by the dazzling light. She rises, walks over to a cabinet, and opens it to retrieve a box of pills labeled with today's date. A White Knight approaches with a glass of warm water. Laplace takes it and swallows the pills in one smooth motion. Lady Laplace, you've rested for 25 minutes. Is there anything you'd like to do next? It's time to check the status of the incubation pods. If conditions are stable, then they can be opened in the next couple of days. Understood. Inside the laboratory. With the White Knight's assistance, the incubation pods are swiftly checked. Laplace has finished up what she is currently working on. It feels like she finally has the moment to breathe. When was the last time she got to do that? She can't recall. There's no day or night inside this lab. The 360-degree shuttleless lines have kept her company for a very long time. Time that feels like long to any human, but far too short for the task at hand. Lady Laplace, shall I assist with anything else? No need. You're dismissed. I hate this bitch. I fucking hate this bitch. And the music that's playing right now is not helping. Considering the fact that it's a theme from the one event that was themed entirely after Angie. Yes, ma'am. Once the White Knight leaves, Laplace approaches one of the incubation pods. She opens the control panel and forcibly initiates a premature awakening of the unfinished test subject. After a brief tremble, the girl inside the pod opens her eyes. Why am I back here again? Don't be nervous, I'm only documenting your current condition. You're merely sharing this body's vision. Laplace starts adjusting various values and recording routine data. Lunasia slams against the glass violently in protest. Laplace does nothing to calm her down, she's clearly used to this. Hey Classic, how's your rate? How was your raid? Let me go. I don't want to stay here. So from a serious case of cat debuff. Yikes. Oh, it wasn't too bad. To be able to see nothing. Apart from cat. Not nice. That is funny. But probably also quite annoying. How does it feel? To have a human's free will and the omniscience and omnipotence of a higher life form. Curse. To possess human emotions, yet a mind and lifespan not meant for any human. If you were to become as banal as everyone else, you never be the Holy Maiden. You wouldn't be worthy of sacrifice. That sacrifice at the gate of the Evangel, that was your doing. You monster. Being a Holy Maiden, embodying a miracle, Lineasia, this was all your choice. My choice. Have I ever had a choice? So who's that guy and why is he pretending to be Lapis? It's not a guy. It's arguably the worst person that this game has ever dared to bring onto writing. I can't even, like, start to explain why she is the absolute embodiment of the devil. White froth begins to churn in the incubation fluid as Lineasia thrashes harder. Laplace merely glances at her, calm as ever. Quiet. If you don't cooperate, we won't be able to retrieve crucial data. Some information can only be accessed while you're conscious. Why me? Remember your purpose. This is the path you, your past self, chose. The pact you made with me. We're just one step away. Once I personally complete the final surgery, your transformation will be complete. Be happy, child. You got what you wanted. And I got what I wanted. From Pilot World to Hela, countless people have given everything for this moment. Now it's time to realize it all. Laplace's age reflection stares back from the glass, a stark contrast to Lineasia's youthful features. She lets out a careless chuckle. What's so funny? When we first met, you looked exactly the same, and I was already growing old. Human time is so short, but thank goodness I made it in time. The first time we met, you. After being led on a deliberately long and convoluted route, she is finally brought into a room, and the blindfold is removed from her eyes. Inside, a young girl eyes her coldly. You're late, Dr. Meitner. What a curious child. I am the god of the sacrifice. You are merely my servant. You have no right to keep me waiting. Did the Holy Mother approve your decision? Listen carefully, Dr. Meitner. You only need my approval to gain everything you've ever sought. Among the lives included in my sacrifice, my mother's will be the first. Oh, any other demands? No. Once you get what I want, you may leave. Bill will handle the rest. Do you want to confirm the procedure? No need. I'm the strongest person in the world. Such dramatic words. Girls your age do love those. You haven't lived what I've lived, Dr. Meitner. I hate this world. I hate all of humanity. That's why I'm willing to sacrifice myself to fulfill the destruction of mankind. Things might not go the way you wish. They will go my way. Want to bet on it? I will win. I hope I live to see the ending. You're late, Dr. Meitner. What a curious child. I am the god of the sacrifice. You are merely my servants. You have no right to keep me waiting. Are they just gonna go through the... Okay, so... What? They're going through the entire thing again? Or is this... Now, Lunasia, you are about to witness the ending. The ending of all humanity. Has it come back to you yet? Holy maiden. The tub is filled with thick red liquid. A frail young girl submerged in it struggles to raise her head and looks up at Lunasia. Can it really reach that place where there's no more pain? Of course. Lunasia hears her own voice, gentle, yet cruel. Then her hand caresses the girl's pale face. Good night. The pallid face is instantly swallowed by the crimson, leaving behind only a few broken bubbles. My lady, is it my turn yet? She raises her head. As far as the eye can see, there are countless containers filled with scarlet liquid fluid. Yes, you're next. Her feet move forward without control, and pain tears through Lunasia's heart. Now that is definitely not intended. A stream of fragile bubbles bursts between her hands. Lunasia feels a splitting headache, like she's about to lose control of her own body. Lunasia wakes up on the floor of the safe house. Next to her lies a shattered glass. The safe house, the commander. The doll sent to take care of her. Her memory slowly returns. She can only grimace. What's real? What's false? She can no longer tell. The white fluorescent light above flickers uneasily, and the hurried footsteps of a doll echo down the hall. Miss Lunasia, what happened? Nothing. Another nightmare. XM506 picks up the shard of the broken glass and brings her a fresh cup of warm water. Have some honey water. If there's nothing else, I'll leave you to rest. When will the commander come? The commander's handling things aboard the Elmo. Once everything is in order, they'll come pick you up. No. I want to see the commander now. I've already spoken to them. The commander said, I want to see the commander now. The fluorescent light bursts overhead, raining shards all over the room. I want to see the commander right now. A cup of warm water shatters in her hand, leaving only one sharp piece of glass. Lunasia presses it to her neck. Mr. Lunasia, please calm down. I heard your request loud and clear. I'll report this to the commander immediately. But please, put the glass down first. Do it now. A trembling hand presses the shard deeper. Dark red blood seeps out, creeping slowly along the pale neck to her collarbone. Sensation of bleeding. She feels a mix of pain and pleasure. Just like that woman in her dreams. Lunasia flashes a cruel smile. Commander? Going on, right. I'll contact the commander right away. She's fucking crazy. Not a big surprise, I'll be entirely honest, but she's fucking crazy. In the conference room at the Pandora organization, Styx casually adjusts her hair and makeup in a compact mirror. The people seated around her are still pestering her relentlessly. General Styx, the Alliance representatives have lodged multiple complaints regarding the speech video released without authorization. We must issue a proper response. If they truly need an answer, they wouldn't just be making complaints. But Dr. Shaw was Marta Sophia's younger sister. How could you slander her like this? Marta Sophia's organization, the Moscovite Illuminati, is one of the strongest allies. Defending them over something like this is detrimental to our future operations. Styx finally puts on the mirror. She gleams brightly as she looks around the others. Please get your positions and relations straight. It's those underfunded, resource-strapped organizations that approach us seeking our alliance. Besides, the Muscovite Illuminati was at its strongest when Martha Sophia was still alive. Once she was gone, not a single one of them could hold things together. You've seen it too. The anti-Reddit campaign event they held last week, it was pathetic. Like kindergarten sports, they would have been more exciting. You're still avoiding the core issue. Chairwoman Styx, why did you release an unapproved speech video at such a sensitive time? I'm the executive chairman of Pandora. I believe I have the right to express my views when I deem necessary. But your views contain serious misinformation. Dr. Shaw may not have been a member of Pandora or any of its allied organizations, but she's always been a committed anti-Reddit advocate. Just like a sister, she just chose a different path. Sisters who appear united yet pursue different goals. History is full of such examples. So you're refusing to respond to the complaints? Styx glances at the elegant watch on her wrist. Everyone, let's not forget our focus right now. A new world is about to dawn, and the current world order will soon be reshuffled. We fought hard for this invitation to Frankfurt. And now we've been occupying someone else's conference room for nearly half an hour. Have they arrived? Mm-hmm. Their assistant just messaged me. This is the rare opportunity. Whether we can secure a seat in the opposition in the coming world. The door to the conference room is rapped twice. Come in. Chairman Styx, the guests have arrived. Should I bring them in now? After one final check to ensure her makeup is flawless, Styx rises with perfect composure. Of course, we're ready. After the conference, Styx steps into an empty restroom. She stands before the mirror, but she isn't looking at her own reflection. Ashley, have you received a full dossier on the attendees? Yes, Sister Styx, I've received it and I'm uploading everything into the Beasting system now. Good. Sister Ehrman asked me to pass along several Beasting files to you. Styx flips through the documents sent to her. It's Intel on Griffin PMC command and a mobile base vehicle designated Elmo. Sister Ehrman has flagged these individuals highly likely to disrupt the plan. If you encounter them, please eliminate them immediately. Understood. After ending the call, Styx studies the commander's dossier with growing interest. Looks like an interesting one. In a laboratory in the Johannes Gutenberg University of Mainz. The blinking cursor reaches the bottom of the test data screen. After hitting enter, Stephen initiates a call. Commander, the experiment is complete. Please head to the Mainz University lab immediately to collect the subject. Understood. I'm on my way. By the way, how's Nele? Stephen 520 glances at Nele, who's slumped over the desk, fast asleep. Her mental state is relatively stable, but she's pulled several all-nighters, so she really needs some proper rest. Alright, got it. After ending the call, Stevens walks over to Amaris, who is staring blankly out the window. Well, don't tell me there's more grunt work. Nope. Our task is already finished. Mine isn't. In fact, it's only just begun. As they lapse into silence, a lively group of university students pass by outside the window, on their way to morning classes. They walk in pairs or clusters, arm in arm or side by side. I've learned all about your elder sister. Huh. I've got a younger sister myself. Rebellious, willful, defiant, pretty much as infuriating as you. She was supposed to inherit Dr. Hume's estate. Could have lived freely as a noble lady. But she insisted on destroying all of it, even at the cost of her own life. I can sort of understand that kind of mindset. Your sister's dead. My sister's dead. Are you trying to come to one-up me in tragedy? It's not sad at all. I didn't care much for Aliana. No, I mean... Stephen's face takes on a solemn expression that unsettles Amaris. I wouldn't mind being your sister. Sure, you're a bit of a mess and your clothes are falling apart, but we've got a lot in common. Maybe we can find each other in each other the answers we can no longer find in those who are gone. get that you're emotional right now. You don't have to give me the answer right away. Amorous hesitates for a long while before finally muttering a few words. I appreciate the sentiments, but I've vowed for myself that I'll never call anyone sister again. A vow is only made to be broken, isn't it? You. Commander's comms request saves Amorous from replying. Commander, have you arrived? Alright, we'll come meet you now. Commander steps into the lab, Nada splashing cold water on her face to stay awake. You look exhausted. I'm fine. I can still manage. Thank you for all your efforts. She'll be the most critical shot we have. Did I make it in time? You've exceeded all my expectations. Only your capabilities were restored. Everything else, I've kept blank. Left just enough for her to be a tool to be wielded. I don't want to insult my mentor's memory. I didn't want to... Understands. That's more than enough. I'll crush Paradeus. I will not let your work be in vain. Commander. Nayla walks up to the commander. Steps are a bit unsteady, but the resolve in her eyes remain undimmed. I have one more request. The silence of the factory is shattered by a sudden burst of gunfire. Their Armatis quickly organized a response team and rushed into the smoke with weapons in hand. After another round of gunfire, silence once again falls over the factory. The All of immense stature drags the still remains of a White Knight towards the control terminal, using its credentials to activate the system. That should do it. The now worthless knight is tossed aside. A shadow appears soundlessly at the dissipating edge of the smoke, lifting a gaze towards the surveillance camera. In got the surveillance footage. Inside the Paradeus factory, Namran watches the surveillance footage that Heba provided in silence. In a single day, nearly 70% of the factories in Frankfurt have been attacked. The method is consistent. First, a hacker team breaches the system to disable alarms, followed by 3 monstrous dolls who storm in and destroy everything. They don't linger, their goal is clear. Destroy the production line and retreat. The attacks are clearly aimed at disrupting Project Cocoon. I have to admit, it's an effective tactic. How much of an impact on Phase 3? The materials for Phase 3 are already mostly prepared, including what's in storage. It should just be barely enough. But with half the production lines crippled, recovery will take a significant time. For now, we can't supply any additional materials to for Project Cocoon. As long as it's enough to complete Phase 3. All the necessary materials are en route. They'll reach the designated lab by the end of the day. However, if a system logs the locations of the new lab, those dolls will come swarming like hyenas smelling blood. I know. I'll relocate that site as quickly as possible. And once Phase 3 is complete, erase all traces of the factory. Understood. Hib responds, but makes no move to leave. You have something to say? Just feeling a bit sentimental. We've been running this operation for years. It feels like I've been playing a simulation game until near completion, and then someone hits the reset button. You should have known from the start, everything we've done was for this very moment. I know that, of course. But still, this moment comes so suddenly, like a comet. Is it a good omen or a bad one? That's just no telling. Hale glances at the screen when Emran's face is reflected, silent and composed. Normally by now you'd be telling me not to waste my time on meaningless thoughts. Why so quiet today? Because I'm starting to suspect that we have a traitor in the midst. You're joking, right? On the outside we have Beasting. On the base level we had the Lake of Ignition and now we have Cocoon. If you suspect someone, can't you just look directly? Heber, back when I was still in Moscow, didn't I tell you to read more on the subject of human history when you have a time? Mm-hmm, you did. But I always thought it was pointless. With how far technology has come, schemes and tricks are obsolete. Now it's all about tech. Just like how detective stories became irrelevant with the advent of cameras and chemical analysis. Nemron sighs. Methods do change with time and technology, but the desires of the human heart are the same regardless of the times. Are we human? We are, albeit incomplete ones. And since we are humans, we naturally also carry human flaws. Pride, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. We still hold on to some measure of each. So, who do you think the traitor is? Forget it. Even if there's one, it shouldn't be me who exposes her. So you have these human flaws too. I suppose at this very moment, there's a fragment of wrath within me. You really don't let it show. If your anger had color, it'd probably be something close to white. No, it'd be the color of a flower. Never took you for a poet. I need to handle the White Zone's secret passage first. You are to supervise the mission of escorting Lady Laplace. So this is a last-minute assignment. You were originally going to handle it yourself. Yes, because the experimental subject cannot be risked. Understood. Keep it covert. Your current combat site is still on the wraps. Don't show your hand prematurely. And who are you sending to escort Lady Laplace? Mordo and Bramit. Got it. Nemron heads for the door. Our fate might have been decided from the very beginning. No matter how we struggle, we are but helpless creatures caught in the spider's web, awaiting fate's final decree. Haber looks back toward Nemron. All just left behind is a few shimmering fragments falling from the hem of her skirt. Through the surveillance feed, Haber watches Mordo and Bramit successfully rendezvous with Laplace and escort her out of the lab. Mordo immediately starts deploying a squad and configuring the transport convoy. Haber notices a few access logs appear inside the base. It's not from an ordinary Naito, but... Gray? Why hasn't the access been revoked? Could it have been hacked? Haber instantly pulls out the surveillance footage of Gray entering the base, while running a full system check at the same time. Only when she sees that unmistakable face on the screen does Haber finally believe it. No hacking, no identity theft. Gray herself has returned to the Paradeus base. The same Gray who was supposed to have perished in the furnace. A wave of thoughts crashed through Haber's mind. Before she can fully process the reality of Gray's resurrection, she sees her heading toward Laplace's location. Haber immediately sounds the alarm for that area. Ashley, notify Mordo at once. We have an enemy infiltration. Enemy? Understood. In the surveillance feed, Mordo and Bramit appear to have received the alert. They quickly change routes, guiding Laplace towards the emergency exit. After Ashley's message, Mordo also brings forward the escort squad's rendezvous schedule. But Haber frowns. These measures won't be enough. The hatch opens, and Mordo looks over. Gray? What are you doing here? Mordo's eyes widen in shock, and Gray's already striding towards Laplace with a blade raised. Mordo, you really would be perfect for a horror or disaster flick. You're exactly the kind of brainless cannon fodder that dies in the opening scene. Haber grits her teeth as she leaves the surveillance room, racing towards Laplace's location with inhuman speed. Gray raises the blades, and the next second, her figure vanishes, leaving only the roar of air being cleaved. Mordo barely manages to block the attack. Why has the fighting style changed? This isn't Gray's usual move. 8 o'clock. A split second later, Mordo's knocked aside, slamming hard into Bramit. Gray charges again, aiming to strike at the defenseless Laplace. In front of the cleaved metal rack, Laplace is nowhere to be seen. Haber lands softly, placing herself between Gray and Laplace. Yo. With reflexes that slow, it's a miracle you survived this long. Mordo looks at the poised, elegant woman before her and smiles knowingly. You must be the sister overseeing Project Cocoon in Frankfurt. The name is Haber. Thank you for saving me upon our first meeting, Sister Haber. maybe thank yourself for not revoking Grace access. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the chance to witness the insane plot twist of a dead knight returning to Paradeus. Don't blame me, Sister Ava. You know our system deletes a member's access automatically upon confirmation of death. I don't have time for your excuses. Protect Lady Laplace. Yes, sister. Promise, come with me. We'll take on this grade together. Morido, take Lady Laplace and find her on the way out. Yes, sister. Morido immediately puts on an arm around Laplace's shoulders and vanishes from sight with her. Ramen watches Ava from the corner of the eye. The smile remains graceful and calm, but Ramen can feel overwhelming threat that she exudes. Grace, nothing like the one of the previous records. Watch out for attacks, don't get caught, just do your best to stall and create an opening for me. I'll take care of the rest. Understood. Also, because the factories that they are running are a little bit different than, you know, industrial factories, considering the fact that they're producing bioweapons, mostly. I would be concerned if a bioweapons lab had the mechanical clang of machinery constantly. That'd be weird. There. Oh, the comet machine, actually. Doop, doop, doop. Also, there's apparently an ad running. I didn't notice. Shit. Defeat Hebe and Brammet. So we need to disable. That's neither of them. That's more though. Think a little bit the hum of motors and turbines adds up. I suppose. 55,948. So we're gonna have to disable the Evangel Axis and then destroy the Nitos. Having worked on fixing machines will get a load of hell. Fair point, actually. Vivi. I think Vivi was the one that my very first ring. So, either her or MD5. Disable the Evangel Axis. CPR. Definitely unit echelon within a range of 1 node. Decide to. Ooh, that's pretty nice actually. Turn off the Evangel Axis. It doesn't really matter what kind of factory you're running. Anything on factory scale will get noisy. That is actually entirely fair. So here we see the one hawk that I have accidentally not noticed that it exploded. This also recontextualizes the fact that you can actually get Grey as a unit right now.
MG338 ですが何か
これでバッチリです。
あらゆる状況で使える。
Like Grand said, I lose in the Paradise Factory. I don't think they've said I lose. I think there's something else going on. But if it kills Nidus, I don't really care. I know, right? Still don't quite think that they set a lose, though.
MG338 です何か
いただきやった、勝ちました。次も共に戦います。
Right through the middle. If I left the palm running, I could still get 5th bottle booze. Then why don't you?
MG338 です
まだまだですよ。
戦闘モード終了。
So what I'm going to do here is switch these two around for a very simple reason. The left side objective is way lower on the tunnel scale, while the right hand objective is 55,000. Don't want to really play anymore and would forget to turn it off later. I mean, if you also have the whatchamacallit, it would not matter the Bitcoin farm. You just make the money back.
MG338 です何か
よーし、これでバッチリです。戦場で引き下がるわけにはいきません。まだまだですよ。
Okay.
絶好のチャンス。
I guess that's continuous damage. Yep, that's continuous damage. Doesn't really matter considering the fact that we just deal enough damage to Shoreka.
ジタバタしない
And she's
で
dead.。
あらゆる状況で使える武器。そう、それが私だ。
Scam? No, the Bitcoin farm. Or the one? It's way out. Ah, okay. Gonna do some funky business here. Because we've got some units with low/no ammo. You got Gnarly Quiet, I have the stream volume at max. Windows! Hang on. What about I can fix it? Has this helped in any way? I would not be surprised if it did. I'm not sure if it has, but I would not be surprised if it did help. Way louder. Yep. Yep. All I've done is pull down the microphone level by 1% and put it back up by 1%. It's a Windows Update special. Ah. It's really stupid. Because it quite literally is just, oh yeah, no, just switch back, pray for SteamOS publication. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Also need to refill the MG squad in terms of ammo. Switch and switch and switch. Because all of this is not using any turns. Switching doesn't use any movement. If it doesn't happen by Windfin, I will use Mint. I don't know yet, man. I really don't want to use Windows 11. It really sucks. But it really is starting to look like I have no choice. Which sucks. Not gonna use 11. The main issue that I have is the fact that a lot of software doesn't really like to run on Linux stuff, so I might just be very limited. So that sucks. So we're gonna go head to head, toe to toe with Haber in a moment. See what happens here. We shall see. Well, unit is dead, but that didn't seem like a particularly impressive fighting power. Even if I found software that doesn't want to run Linux, I could just set up a sandbox VM. I just have to admit that I am not very good with IT stuff. Yeah. It's a surprise for sure, but I'm just not very good with them. I think this is going to be the last chapter for today. I also have no idea how much is going to be left after this. At the secret underground entrance to a Paradeus factory, Mordor leads Laplace swiftly through the tunnel, using a secure internal line to contact the squad assigned to her by Nemron. Meet me at ST3 immediately. System Mordor, the ST series tunnels require top-level clearance. I've already approved the access. Be in position in 2 minutes. Understood? After ending the call, Mordor executes a complex authentication process at the control center. The smooth floor parts open, revealing a small elevator platform. Please mind your step, Lady Laplace. Right. Supporting Laplace carefully, Mordor presses the button to descend. Ground returns to normal as the platform disappears beneath. A near-crippled Naito sneaks towards the control center, but its severely damaged frame continues to emit sharp metallic screeches. Dum, dum. After confirming no one is watching, the Naito links to the control center. System Mordo, we are here. Before the elevator platform carrying Mordo and Laplace fully settles in, they hear the voice of a waiting Naito. Split into 2 teams and take a vehicle each, one in the front and one in the back to cover Lady Laplace. Yes, ma'am. Laplace stares at the surveillance cameras in the underground tunnel. Lady Laplace, is something wrong? Take all the C-Series tunnel surveillance cameras offline. Yes, ma'am. Once the surveillance system is fully disabled, Laplace turns to Mordo. What's the current plan? Lady Laplace, my plan is to pass through the Fasanari conservation area via the ST3 tunnel. Then we'll swap vehicles at the parking lot in the Albrecht Dürer Garden and proceed above ground onto Eierstraße, heading to the White Zone. Once we reach the entrance, our contacts in the White Zone will receive us. Going above ground is too risky. Why are we not going via the ST4 tunnel? Because of geological issues and proximity to the White Zone military cabling, the ST4 tunnel hasn't been fully repaired. Only a short abandoned stretch remains. I'm not even sure if it's usable. Should have sent someone to scout it ahead of time. No need. Stick to your plan. Yes, ma'am. Mordo commands the Knights to form a convoy, then helps Laplace into a vehicle. Laplace gazes coldly out the window and at the scenery flashing by, her fingers rhythmically tapping on the communicator. Nemrith still hasn't called. Not yet. There hasn't been any comms requests from us so far. So, should I check in? No need. If she hasn't called, it means her transfer hasn't finished. Got it. Mordo focuses on driving when suddenly the vehicle's internal comms crackle to life. What did you find? Sister Mordo, I just received a command from Sister Grey. Grey? Access should have been revoked again. She said to tell you, she's prepared a surprise for you. As if to confirm those words, a violent crash erupts ahead of in the tunnel. Then comes the shrill screech of metal being torn apart. Mordo watches in alarm as the ventilation shaft ahead is ripped open. A familiar doll emerges. Did that brat really produce such a low-quality replica? You should outspec her, no? Theoretically, yes. But tactically speaking, reactivating Grey was probably the smartest move those rats have made. Grey knows the Paradise Way base even better than I do. Open fire. Yes, sister. Without reducing speed, the Knight just shoved the gun barrels out of the windows and fired AK-15. AK-15 nimbly drops down and charges the lead vehicle. Under AK-15's intense firepower, the front vehicle loses control and slams into the tunnel wall. Why not just scroll out of the overturned vehicle and concentrate the fire on AK-15? Mordo calmly maneuvers the vehicle to swerve past 15, who is currently surrounded, and speeds toward their destination. Pin her down. Understood. The sound of gunfire fades behind them. Laplace turns to Mordo. The surveillance system is all offline, yet the enemy can still track us. It's clear that information security is now a top priority. Understood. I'm searching for the breach point. Don't bother. Just erase the entire ST-Series tunnel from the main control system. You hardly need a satellite map down here, do you? Got it. Erasing it will take a bit of time and require privilege elevation. As Mordo accelerates, she begins the process of severing the connection between the tunnel and the system. Has the fire engaged Mordo already? Yes, AK-15 is pursuing the target. Ambrose hears intense gunfire, along with a sudden roar of revving engines. Moroder's disconnected from the entire tunnel system from the main control. Oh, she just did us a huge favor. Amro's lips curl into a cruel smile. I'll have Grey cut all power to the tunnels. Let's give our grand entrance a bit of dramatic flair. All lights go out. In the pitch black tunnel, only headlights remain. Sister Mordo, there seems to be a power failure. Should we stop? No, keep going. Yes, sister. A loud noise rings out from the vehicle in the back of the convoy. Then comes a thunderous crash. Mordo feels a massive impact in the rear of their vehicle and breaks hard. Sister Mordo, we're under attack! Through the rearview mirror, Mordo sees a figure of a doll emerging in the trailing vehicle's headlights, her hair catching the light. Oh wait, the fire's caught up! Sister Mordo, our vehicle won't start. You distract her. Watch out for the other Defy members. Understood. Almost as soon as the words leave her mouth, Mordo watches as the remaining Nitos get taken down. This vehicle's done. Time for a new plan. Radio Plus, I'll cover the rear. You keep going. There's an emergency elevator up ahead. It leads to an abandoned castle in the Fasanari conservation area. I'll have someone meet you there. Once I'll shake the Defy, I'll regroup with you right away. Alright. Half opening the door, Mordo flies behind her to cover La Paz's retreat. Under the cover of darkness, La Paz emerges into the shadows, heading forward. Why are you strays even here? The entire world's hunting you. Got nowhere else to go. Nowhere better than dead. Nowhere's better than dead. And if a Coldy pulls the trigger. Mordo jumps up from the vehicle and gives chase. She suddenly realizes the AN-94 is merely drawing her away from the vehicle. A heavy blow strikes her from behind. Mordo narrowly dodges, but the close brush with death leaves her drenched in cold sweat. That was too slow. No matter, there will be plenty more chances. Something heavy hits the vehicle roof. AK-12 deactivates her cloak and reveals herself. We've been looking forward to finishing the fight we started at Avernus. If you go down in one hit, we'll be pretty disappointed, Miss Mordo. Mordo glances toward the darkness while the plus has already vanished. She spreads her hands and shrugs in mild exasperation. The star has already exited. Isn't that yet a cue time to wrap it up? This business of war always comes with risks. In an unlit, unmounted tunnel like this, accidents are only natural. Hey now, I've already done you as you asked. I got the target to the designated location. Don't tell me you're going here to kill the informant too. That's between you and the commander. Our orders are to clean out Paradeus. And here I thought the commander was someone with mercy and principle. Turns out they're as cold-blooded as the rest. I've done plenty to help our plan. Guess this is what I get for my kindness. Mordo looks at the Defy with an exaggerated look of disappointment. Kindness. You. Mordo stands up and unfolds her mechanical limbs as she prepares for battle. Alright. This is gonna be where I stop for today. Nope. Hello. So, I am going to quickly find out who I can raid for today. Did not expect Moro to be a traitor. I did. I'll be entirely honest. It was kind of, well, maybe not obvious, but hinted at more than once. So, who do I raid? Then I'm gonna miss a few things here and there. Yeah, there was a few things where it was very much hinted at the fact that there is a traitor in the midst of Paradeus. And Mordo was already telling someone else, like, hey, you have the choice to, like, either hold to this person or to me and stuff like that. So I was like, gonna guess that they're gonna betray people. Yeah. Imagine not having a traitor in GFL story. The biggest traitor is, fortunately, actually dead. Fuck RPK. Sincerely. Anyway, who do I send you over to? Let me see. Not done enough killer again. Yep, just blow a dead body up. Maybe next year. Oh, fuck off. You know what? I'm going to send you over to Oni, who's currently streaming art. Shoo. Go and raid in. Holla, nerd. And I'll be back tomorrow with more of this. And if I get it done, we'll even start the event in GFL 2. Yes, only the redhead. They say everyone dies twice, once a body expires and the second time when they are forgotten. That's actually been a story point in this game. Been mentioned in this game a few times. Now, I will send you over there. And as I said, maybe we'll get to Vivi's story event tomorrow. If we finish this. Which, considering that that says that there's still 9 things remaining... Yeah. I'm saying it's killer memory. I'm pretty sure her Neurocloud is wiped. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna send you over there. Have a good night. Bye-bye. And thank you very much for hanging out. It genuinely lifted my mood for today. Have a good night.